Hey guys, this is Manshark Sub LPs. I'm Sub, this is Crusader Kings II, and this is Millennia in the Making episode 100. We're currently playing as Kaiser Wilhelm III of the Holy Roman Empire, and he is the son of Kaiser Wilhelm II, who himself was the grandson of Kaiser Wilhelm I, and all the way back to, not Crusader Kings, wow, to Duke Otto of Saxony, our original character. We're currently involved in two wars that we care about both of. The first one is a minor war for Count Aldolf's claim on Jämtland, up here, against Norway. There it is. We're just marching our troops back to deal with this little army here. And the second one is the Catholic Crusade for Jerusalem. Yes, we've got crusades going on, which you'd know if you watched the last episode. We're currently attacking Beirut up here, but we'll move around a bit after that, probably down into Sur. Just get our stuff going on. We're not war leader yet. We'll be war leader when, or top contributor soon. We will definitely outstrip the Duke of Benevento's troops. He's only got 3,000 in the area. We have, a reinforcing amount of about 1,800 when we need it. Or 18,000, sorry. So yeah, we've got that. But before we actually get into that, I promised plans. So, normally the most obvious thing to go for in Crusader Kings II is called a world conquest, or a WC. It's not exactly a world conquest because obviously there's more world beyond what the map has. We only have, this area, which is greatly expanded over what it used to be, but it's still not, everything. But if we paint all of that, the colloquial term is paint because you're changing the color of everything, but if we make the HRE own everything, and by everything I mean everything, which would mean that on the independent states list we would be the only entry. I've done that before. It's not too bad, it's kind of interesting to do, but it does get a little boring because you just constantly war against people and it's just, every time a truce runs up you declare war. We have been doing that for some time now. And, it does get a little bit boring, so I'd like to mix things up a little bit. This is our important map. I want Littlefinger, House Littlefinger, to own everything. Now, of course, the easiest way to do that is a world conquest, but fuck that. We're going to play this interesting. So, to do this, every independent state needs to be run by a member of House Littlefinger. Incidentally, by doing this, we're also hoping to convert the entire world to Catholicism, and if we're lucky, to German. Though that one takes time and it's random chance. And it doesn't always work out, so that's just a byproduct. It'll be good for Europe Universalis 4. How's the economy going? The economy is going wonderfully, except up in Scandinavia and in, this little bit of, what's this, Saharan Africa? Anyway, we want everybody to be a Littlefinger. How we do this is going to be the next part of a plan. So, while I don't want the entire world to be the Holy Roman Empire, despite it being, I'm the God Emperor of mankind, etc., mainland Europe is mine. I claim mainland Europe. So, I want to own, let me get to the de jure kingdoms list. We're still going for the, Taurica, Ruthenia, Rus, and a little bit of Perm border. But, and that border of Perm will be here in Ugra. But, what are we going to do in Scandinavia? Well, we're going to own Scandinavia. That's just a thing that's going to happen. See, there's Scandinavia there. So we're going to own this part here. We're not going to take Iceland or the Duchy of... I'm pretty sure it's the Duchy of Orkney? Yes, the Duchy of Orkney, which is Orkney itself Freya and Hosland. These three islands up north of the British Isles. We're not going to take those. Or we are going to take them, but then we're going to give them away to independent dukes. So, the Duke of Orkney and the Duke of Iceland. Actually, I completely lie there. We're not going to give them to independent dukes. But we'll come to that later. So, that's Scandinavia dealt with. Italy and Sicily, that's part of mainland Europe. We'll have that. What about down here? We could cross, like, make this our border here. But what I'm actually thinking is we'll come down and take Greece. So, our current border comes down here, like this, through Tariqa. Then we take Greece. We don't bother with Anatolia, but we take Greece. Down to here. Take all of, basically we have the Med as our border. And then I am going to want to take the Iberian Peninsula. And that's going to be the limits of our conquest. Mainland Europe stopping at the Straits of Gibraltar, the border of Greece, Tariqa, Ruthenia, Rus, and the Duchy of Agra. Now, that's easy. Honestly, we can take up to Agra in a few wars. No drama there. Ruthenia will take us a while. Tariqa, not so much, because Cumania are Muslim? No, they're Tengri, so even easier. Bulgaria, again, that'll take a bit of time. And the Byzantine Empire we can take in one war if we piss the Pope off. And same with down here in Sicily. This stuff over here in Iberia, that's going to take us dealing with Aquitaine to take properly. But again, that's easy. So, what can we do to occupy ourselves? Because we're only in, what, the year 1115? I mean, we've still got about 340 years left. And we can honestly take that stuff in like a few decades. So, the rest of the world. Let's look at our kingdoms. We're going to take the British Isles and give England and Wales are going to be the same kingdom. Like we're going to, we're not going to form Wales. Or if it exists, we will destroy it. Let me see if it currently exists. It does currently exist, so we will have to destroy it. I have no drama with that. Destroying a title only pisses off, we can see in the Kingdom of Germany maybe? Yes, it only pisses off the de jure vassals. So if we destroy Wales, only the Welsh are going to be pissed off. But we're going to give that all to England, and that will integrate the duchies of Cornwall. See Cornwall here. Zoom out a little bit. There we are. Cornwall, Deheubarth, and Gwynedd into England. So Wales will cease to exist as a kingdom. Like it'll still be there as a titular title, but it won't have any de jure land. The Kingdom of Ireland will be its own separate thing. The Kingdom of Scotland will be its own separate thing, but we're going to give Scotland the duchies of Iceland and Orkney, and that will ensure that those integrate into Scotland. Down here a little bit, there is, like the Arabian Empire is a large empire, but we're not going to give people empires. That would be sort of a bad issue, I feel. So, we're going to have an independent king of Mali, an independent king of Mauritania. I'm not too sure about Africa here. Africa, there's been some de jure drift, and Egypt has taken up a lot of stuff here, I feel. So, the duchies of Tunis and Kabylia, will split those. Give, what was the one here? Give Kabylia to Mauritania, and we'll give Tunis to Egypt. Or we'll give them both to Mauritania, because Egypt's kind of big, but yeah, we'll have an independent king of Egypt. Independent king of Nubia and Abyssinia. Arabia, same thing. Jerusalem, We might get Jerusalem and Syria together. Maybe. But we're definitely going to have a independent king of Jerusalem. And that's going to be important because we're going to take Jerusalem in this crusade. So yes, independent king of Jerusalem, of Syria, of Mesopotamia, Armenia. Maybe we'll combine Anatolia and Armenia together. Georgia and Alania can definitely be combined. And I'm thinking whoever we make the king of Volga Bulgaria will also take the duchies of Perm and Yugra. Cumania? Definitely. Turkestan's getting taken into Khiva as it is, so we might just make all of Khiva a separate kingdom. Persia, separate kingdom. Now, over here in India, there are a lot of individual kingdoms. But on that note, there are also a lot of individual empires. But I think what we'll do is we'll leave them all as independent kingdoms, because that will reduce their power level for Europa Universalis 4. Of note, though, Baluchistan and Afghanistan can be separate kingdoms. So basically we're going to take all of the kingdoms and institute a Littlefinger ruler into every single one of them. That's our goal. It's lofty. But there is a problem with it. The Mongols are going to show up. In about 100 years, we are going to start getting warnings about the Mongols. And after that, they'll show up. They usually show up in Persia, or Persia Khiva. But because of Rajas of India, the wiki is out of date, so they'll probably show up somewhere around here in either Khiva, Turkestan, or Cumania. The Timurids will show up as a separate event or something, and I believe that the Seljuk Turks will also show up as a separate event. It's a little different. But that's the basic plot. That's basically what we're going to do. Excuse me. And by taking all of mainland Europe, we should have enough in terms of retinues to do whatever the fuck we want. Which involves basically coming over here and beating people around. So let's get to that, huh? We've got plenty of money, so let's see if we can build anything. I kind of feel like we're not going to be able to, because, you know, we're rich, bitch. Yeah, look at that. We have nothing in any of our primary holdings, or any of our personal holdings, that we can increase. Nothing in the secondary holdings yet. Ah, there's some stuff. Build a better church. Good. And we do want to keep about 1,000 gold. I know our Chancellor is currently instituting diplomatic relations or something, but eventually we're going to want that money. Ah, bugger it. You know what? Let's spend it. It's not money if you can't spend it. That's an economy fact. Whoops. Oh, of course, before we actually go ahead and, you know, start conquering places wildly, there is one thing that we need to do. One very important thing. And I'll just finish clicking around here. There we go, all good. One very important thing that we need to do first, and that is get primogeniture in the Holy Roman Empire. Just check this. History. Okay, so we're about 1 year away from being over the 10-year limit. We're going to have to get these wars done. So let's get on that. Now I'm watching this fight up here because there's really no danger to us down south in the Crusades. get there. There we go. So there's no armies within reach. We're just besieging a place. The Pope's armies are probably the ones that are going to get attacked. The worst thing that could happen is if the Pope gets captured. That would be absolutely terrible, because that would end the crusade. Or seriously, it'd just end it. It'd be done. Over. Anyway, I'm hoping that this battle up here will end the Norwegian conflict for the moment. Just so that I don't have to pay attention to it. There's a lot of messages there about successes being nominated. What changed? Oh, well, he became stewardship as well. That's great. Oh, that's good. Temperate and diligent. Good lad. We are taking a risk with Prince Hugo here in that we're educating him with this woman here, Duchess Christine. But I'm hoping that he gets the brave trait and a decent diplomatic one, because we're personally running a little low on decent diplomacy. Come on. Alright, fight's on. It is a mountain province, but we shouldn't have too much in the way of trouble with that. Yeah, you can see we're winning this. And yeah, hopefully this wins us the war. Come on. %, not bad. I don't think that's a winning score. No, but we will chase these guys down into Angerman land, which coincidentally is one of my favorite provinces just because of its name. I mean, it's honestly a shitty province, but Angerman land, come on, it's great. Alright, so the main problem with, you know, the Middle East in terms of gameplay is the supply limits. On the coast, we're fine. We're going to move down into Sur next because we have 28.7k supply limit there. We can't really move into Safed because it only has 14.2. Maybe that'll go up once we take the Mosque of Sidon. But it can't be guaranteed. We need it to be above 18.8 thousand. Okay, we've won this war. Good. It was to give Count Ordulf the province. So that's happened. That's all good. Now we might go around and, you know, claim Opland for some guy. We're not going to be, what do you call it, making demands of the Pope at the moment. And we're not making demands of the Pope at the moment because I want his opinion to stay positive, because I don't know if he counts as part of the, you know, vassals need to have a positive opinion thing of you for the succession law change. I hope he doesn't. But it won't matter after, you know, the end of 1016, 1116. Whatever the appropriate year is going to be. Okay, there we go, we've taken Sidon, so it's still 14.2 in Safed, so we're going to just head on down to Sur and attack it. How's our contribution? We are now leading. Just only by 50, 70 points, but we're leading and we will get up on that. Okay, good. Vladimir converted to the Catholic faith and Nidabayan got improved keeps, so we get to build more castle walls. There, and a bigger keep when that's done. Okay, so that was up here in Vladimir, which was apparently where this guy was, despite appearances. So we'll move him to Suzdal, Just get his conversion on around that place. Yeah, nice. And once we get primogeniture goddamn succession, it will just be a lot easier for us to start taking kingdoms and holding them. Well, the Pope imprisoned some people. Good on him. Yeah, see, at the moment, Caliph Sadek here does not have the men to deal with us. If he called in one of his allies, like, you know, the Sultan of Egypt, which is the Chulanid dynasty here, we would have problems. I just, like, earlier saw 12,000 of their men running around. He doesn't even have to call them in. They could join in of their own volition. It's a Kruhad, yeah. Kruhad or a G-Sade, yeah, wonderful, Subby. God damn. It's a crusade, which means that anybody who is Sunni can just join in. Same thing with anybody who's Catholic. Okay, so these guys here are probably going to try and come around like that. That's alright. Oh, now they're going to sit in Urbad. I don't want to attack into Urbad because, as you can see, 12.2 thousand. That's it. We also at war with Syria? No, we're not. The Byzantines are at war with Syria. Ah, yeah, see, there he goes. He's trying to move forces in here. Which, honestly, fair enough. I want to be occupied with the siege of Scandalon for the moment. Of course, we are going to attack Upland. Or we're going to say, hey, buddy, you should be a vassal. He's going to say no. So we're going to attack the place. Just march our troops in and take it. He does have the King of Norway as an ally, who may join in. Honestly, who knows? Yeah, now we've pulled right ahead. We're 6,500 points ahead of the next individual in the crusade, the Duke of Benevento. So barring the Pope being a dick, or some random bullshit, we should take the Kingdom of Jerusalem minus Acre. And we can take Acre. We're not going to give somebody half a kingdom. We're going to give people all of the kingdom. So we will, you know, form the kingdom. Yeah, form the kingdom. Take all the parts of it, so we'll go to war with the Byzantine Empire for Acre, despite them having huge fucking armies. And then, you know, give that away. Okay, victory up here. This woman wants nicer prison holdings. I'll be merciful. I am a merciful individual. And yeah, I'm just going to attack through here. Get the war over before he can do anything about it. Apparently the war isn't going as I'd planned, but no, I'm good. It isn't going as I'd planned. Yeah, there we go, 100%. Done. Now, there was some weird stuff going on here, wasn't there? Oh no, that's fine. We already owned the city of Lillehammer and the bishopric of Garmo, so it was a little odd. Now, we probably have a truce with this fellow. Yep, and we probably have a truce with this fellow. Yep. So this army, we also have a truce with Norway, I can tell you that right now. This army should head over here, and we'll start dealing with this area. We were going to try and fuck over Bulgaria, but I'd like to finish this crusade first. So we're going to finish the crusade. Because even though we could probably leave it right now and we would be top contributor for a while, I don't want to run the risk of Benevento getting the place. And I'd also like the Crusade to actually, you know, turn out in our favour. Which I can't bring an end to it. The Pope has to declare the end of it. Or, you know, negotiate the peace or whatever. Which is a lot easier in Crusader Kings II than it is in Europa Universalis. Which, again, I'll get to when we get to Europa Universalis. But suffice to say that war in Europa is a little bit different. Oh. Okay, this guy has declared a war on the King of Burgundy. King of Burgundy, who is still having significant rebellion issues. Somehow. Oh, wow. Does he even have land anywhere? Yeah, he has one province. You poor bastard king. Huh. You have a lot of claims up here. Well, not claims, but ability to go to war with people. Not with him. Whoop. Get out of that. What about with this guy? Now, we have a truce with the actual King of Burgundy, but not with Benoit here. So we can claim Bern. Claim that place for that guy, which wouldn't matter, and we can claim Geneve. Let's have a look at the duchies. Oh yeah, that's all part of Upper Burgundy, isn't it? Do we not have Upper Burgundy? I'm sure we had Upper Burgundy. Right, maybe but they have Upper Burgundy. Ah, it's currently involved in a war. Like, an actual war. So we can't usurp it or anything like that. Yeah, I'll let them do their thing. Let's go back to the Holy Land. Okay, it's saying that the Duchess of Savoy, her lands may pass from our realm. So it's time to do something we haven't been doing in a while, and that is to get our stab on. Because these fellows are not in our realm. They're in Burgundy. Belgorod has converted to the Catholic faith. I'm going to tell the Duke of Holland to end his plot. Really, what sort of person just plots to murder someone? I mean, honestly. Okay, this is new. This is something I haven't seen before. We can donate 300 gold to the Hospitallars, which is I can donate money to the Knights Hospitaller in exchange for piety and lifelong respect from the Catholic Church. So, for life, we get plus 10 opinion with any religious vassals. We lose 300 gold, and we gain 300 piety. I'm gonna do that. Okay, so Your Highness, this extremely generous donation will not be forgotten. You have my friendship, as well as that of the Church. Rest assured that you will be rewarded in heaven, if not on earth. Pax Christi, Grandmaster Michael. Apparently we can keep doing that. That's only going to be a gold for piety conversion after the first time, though. You can see it doesn't give us a second dose of a plus 10 opinion. So that's pretty epic. I mean, the Pope now adores us. Because again, the Pope's opinion of you modifies depending on your piety, as do any other religious vassals. Whereas feudal vassals, their opinion of you is modified due to your prestige. And mayors are just kind of dicks. I think. Okay, we've almost got this siege here. I think we'll just keep on besieging these places for easy war score instead of trying to come up here and beat up this army because of the supply limit issue. We captured some people. Let's see if we can ransom them. That one we can. Only ransom one at a time, of course. That's interesting. If these two are part of separate realms at this stage. Not de jure, but... yeah, you've got Famagusta and Limassol, which is part of the Duchy of Cyprus. Excuse me. Looks like some other people have joined in the war. The Shah of Persia and Baluchistan, the Emir of Tigris and Kermanshah, the Sultan of Syria, and the Sultan of Egypt. Egypt's the big problem. So, well, we want to kind of get this over and done with quick. We're already at 50%. That's pretty good. The Pope's doing his own little siege thing down here. Kind of surprised that the Pope himself is here. I mean, he's also stressed and ill, so he's not the best individual. But he has given himself a Crusader trait, so, you know, that's good. The more people with Crusader, the better. Because we get plus 30 with, you know, people with a Crusader trait who are Catholic. Do you have a claim on a barony up here? What? So that's one way to get a lot of opinion throughout the Christian realm, is to try and make everybody a Crusader, which we can do with our guys. See, if we find... you know what, we'll deal with that after we win this siege, but basically, anybody that we send to the war target should get the Crusader trait. You've got to actually send them there. I don't think you can just sub them into the army. But, you know, that's how it works. So if you've got a couple of guys who hate you, for example, the King of Bohemia here, we could release him, make him an army commander, even though he's shit at it, and that'd give him an additional 30 opinion with me, if we sent him down here to Jerusalem. And if he died, well, then we don't care about his opinion of me. Do we? No. See, I haven't seen that big Egyptian army yet. So I'm hopeful that we can push this war to a conclusion. Maybe even before the end of the episode. And yeah, that'd be wonderful. I am somewhat contemplating how to go about getting Acre from the Byzantines. I don't want the Byzantine Empire to exist as well. That's part of the plan here. I don't want any other empires to actually exist. So I want to take Greece. I want to do all of that sort of stuff and just get rid of the Byzantines. I mean, it's nice having a Littlefinger there, but he's not doing anything with it. And also, it's an Empire grade title. I am the only Emperor. Okay, so that's coming along quite nicely. This army here is almost finished its move around. Count Franz's army is watching a host of Orthodox go to war with Ruthenia. Do we have a claim on Ruthenia? Oh, okay, yep. So what we're going to do here, maybe, is try and steal a piece of Ruthenia before these guys get there and utterly demolish them. Now, I don't think it'll make us hostile to Braslav here. If it does, then that's an issue. But we can wait for him to get up here and do something before we actually, you know, fuck with him. And the reason why we're going to try stealing a piece is because I am sure that Braslav here is going to win. And if he does, well, we'll be able to declare war on him. You know, no truce timer. We should... Let me see. Where are we? No, we still haven't reigned for 10 years. We're almost there. I believe it was sometime in December that we came to rule. Okay, so he is going into Corson. I want him to finish his move before I make any sort of declaration, because if he becomes hostile, we'll immediately be fighting him, and that would not be good. Okay, yep, those fights are fine. And I'm hoping that he moves out of Corson as well. Truce with Burgundy is expiring. Okay, so he is definitely moving out of Corson. And that'll happen on the 13th. So I want my move to complete after the 13th. Perfect. The Duke of Gotland is trying to get himself killed or something, so end your plot. How are the factions? Ah, they're fine. Independence only has 9.4 or so. Right. King of Kiev. Oh, well, Ruthenia. I could take Turov. I could take a lot of things off him, to be honest. I'm going to take Corson for the Duke of Moldau, though. Moldau. Mainly because it's the part that our armies are closest to. Okay, so good news. We have not become hostile with the adventurers' war force. So that's good. And 50 tech points! Oh, you know what? I wouldn't mind it in economy, but I'm going to ask for economy. And it went to culture. Oh well. There is another issue that I forgot about. Pisa. Now, ideally, I would just like there to be one republic and for Pisa to be it, and they could own trade posts everywhere. However, that's not going to happen. Because Pisa only has trade practices tech of 2. Now, trade practices tech of 2, I believe, means that each trade family, of which there are 5, can have 2 trade posts. They currently have 9, I counted before the episode started. Including Constantinople, they currently have 9, so they could make 1 more. It's not great, is it? You know? So I'm debating whether I want to take Amalfi and Venice and make them, you know, vassal republics as well. Because then we could get money out of them. Though we're not hard up for money. I mean, look at that income. The Pope is the main guy who gets us most of our money, so... maybe we'll just... We'll do what we were going to do and wipe them out and just try and bolster the tech. I would love to be able to actually check what the trade practices improvement here is. I don't believe that there's a way for me to actually check it. Which is annoying. I can see that it is improving. I can make some guesses in that the places around it have, you know, the same kind of level of trade practices. Except Corsica, but it doesn't matter. So I could send my steward there to try and advance economy tech there. to get their trade practices up, but I can't really do anything with the place. Like, I can't advance their tech themselves or anything like that. Even if I go to economy, it still does this thing. Like, I just can't fuck with it. Which I guess is fair enough. I mean, it's not my province. It's the Doge of Pisa's province. And he should be doing stuff with it. Maybe we'll just let him go and see what happens. I mean, not let him go, let him go. We're going to keep him. Like, we're not going to go full frozen on this shit. Alright, well, siege just started, but I'm planning on moving up to Kiev and taking Kiev instead. Because it has less troops. We want to get there before the adventurers do. Because, well, if they take it, it'll be part of their war goal thing. Like their war score, not mine. Okay, 10 years is up, so now we're just looking to get out of these wars. Capture some individuals while we do that. An individual. But yeah, we just need to get out of these wars. You know what, I'm going to head up here and beat up this army and then come back. Improve our vassals' opinions of us. And then we can, you know, try and change to Primo. And piss everybody off. Like, don't get me wrong, this pisses everybody off because everybody stands to gain under elective. Elective gives us opinion bonuses at the moment. Looks like we lost an army commander. That's alright. We'll just replace it with someone. This guy. Yeah, so you see, Hartwig here has the Crusader trait. Ludolf here has the Crusader trait. And I'm hoping that Thomas gets it now. Okay, this guy's created the Duchy of Genoa, that's fine. Doesn't look like this guy's going to get the Crusader trait, and that makes sense. You've got to actually arrive. Now we're totally going to attack this place. Okay, I do want to be a little bit wary of the Ruthenians, because I know that they raised an army of 20,000 against us that one time. Which, you know, led to us murdering people. This guy wants us to release King Johann. I will, but at my own time. Not right now. Alright, good fight. So I'm going to let these guys get to Beirut, and then I'll go to Beirut. Looks like we've got another vassal in the College of Cardinals. Again, not like it matters. Like, seriously. But now we have 3 to the Byzantines 4, and there's one from Scotland and one from Samos. Cool. I refuse to spend money on something that I either don't understand or don't think works. Like in any way to benefit us. Even if it's just to spend money, I would rather stockpile it. Okay, let's get this fight over and done with. Now he has the Crusader trait, so it must just be a little bit of time sort of thing. So you know what? We are literally going to find people who have negative opinions of us and sub them into the battle. Or not the battle, but, you know, into getting the Crusader trait. Meanwhile, I'd like these guys to basically chill in this area. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, we've undoubtedly contributed the most to this crusade. I wonder if maybe they have to fight? No, this guy got it. This guy got it. This guy still hasn't got it. Well, that's alright, because now I can sub these two guys on the side out. So this is actually really handy for me, because this lets us, you know, bolster opinion of some guys. Yeah, this guy just got it, and I could tell that because his martial stat jumped. So, the Duke of Kievia. This guy just got it. Yep. And that should mean this guy got it as well. This is a little bit exploity, but you know what? Fuck it. I mean, we could just cycle through our dukes like this. Stop it. Johann, I am merciful. So you can see here, he has a minus 30 opinion of us, and for reasons, for good reasons. Adamar changed. I'm not sure if Erard here changed. No, not yet. He just did. Yep. So yes, this is also a little bit, how do you say, micromanagey? But, you know, well, you can't make an omelette without sending some guys to Jerusalem to murder infidels. That's how the saying goes, right? We're going to start moving down to Arsuf. We're not making any progress up here. Johann now has a 0 opinion of us. That just makes it easier for us to, you know, bolster his opinion above positive or whatever. So we're just trying to find people who don't have the Crusader trait and don't have, like, very high opinions of me. Eganolf just changed. Good. And so did Wit. Dun. Yeah, I don't care so much about people who aren't dukes. Oh, we can send a Mayor of Pisa. Lovely. I don't care about counts too much because I really shouldn't be dealing with counts, personally. Did Peter get it already? Nope. So you can see if we had another army down here, this rate of change would be even greater. Now Peter got it. I saw his opinion, or not his opinion, his martial ability jump. So, let's see. This guy got it. Good. Dun. Where are we? This guy. Did Ezo get it? Not yet. Oh, and how's the other fight going? So yeah, there are now 9,600 guys from Ruthenia. Making terrible movement plans. You know what? We could really help out some bros here. Let's just quickly finish up this siege. Okay, now we wait for a little bit. We're also going to get a lot of faction disband messages purely because we're pumping people's opinion. Look at that, independence only has 2%. Amazing. How you guys doing? You got it. You don't got it. You don't got it. Okay, Marcus. This guy. An added benefit here is we're also giving these people more martial ability. I should send my marshal. Like, just for a moment. Anyway, what we're doing here is we're hoping that these guys engage over the river. They should. And when they manage to do that, I will then try and reinforce my buddies. Actually, my buddies are reinforcing themselves, so that's fine. They can do that. It's always kind of stressful watching other people fight a battle, because you don't know how the individual flanks are going. You can just see overall morale and numbers. And, of course, what each flank is doing, but not how they're doing in terms of military. A letter arrived from my nettlesome neighbour not many days after the astonished envoys returned home. He was most grateful and deeply touched by the red roses I sent him. 20 piety, or they finally came to good use, the apple of Kaiser Wilhelm III's eye. Let's take that one. Don't know what it did. Don't care. Yeah, looks like the Ruthenians are having issues. Yep. Great. Great. Nothing I like better than other people fighting my battles for me. How you doing? You got it. You definitely got it, and you got it. All three of these guys got the trait. So, anybody else who needs opinion bolstering? You could. Now the key here is that I also have the trait. If I didn't have the trait, this would do nothing other than the +2 military. Him, wow, he's terrible. And let's take our marshal out of doing anything and see if we can assign him. Here he is. Done. We could do a similar thing for every single one of our councillors. But, you know, they're already at +100 opinion. These guys love us. Like, seriously love us. Ah, good. Plus opinion with the Duke of Pomerania. You know what? You don't have to do that anymore. You're going to come down to Venice and fabricate me a claim. Oh, and you guys should actually continue this siege. Just going to wait here for my martial skill to pop up. 10 prestige from declining a friend's assistance, which we really never needed. Okay, martial skill popped up. Wonderful. And so did everybody else's. Perfect. Dietrich here only popped up by 1, presumably because he has so many other negative modifiers that it just doesn't matter. Okay. There are a few people who don't really like us, but everybody likes us now. We don't have a single negative opinion in this list, so that's what we care about. So let's actually put decent military commanders in charge. That guy. We can't have Wigerick in charge of anything because he's our marshal. And we'd like him to do some martial things. Like, well, researching military tech is going to be useless for him, so I'm going to have him train troops in Oberbayern. Wow, time flies, huh? We're almost at the end of the episode. Let's just see if we can push through one of these wars or something. Just to get it done with. Wonderful. My garden is the apple of my eye, my pride and joy. I distrust my gardener and would spend every hour of the day in my garden if I could. So, we could get the gardener trait, which is +2 stewardship, and other gardeners have +20 opinion with us. Or, I love my garden, but there are other things in life too, which for 1 year gives us +2 diplomacy. We're taking the gardener trait. So +2 stewardship. And some opinion of people. Speaking of opinion, 2 people dislike us, the Duke of Baden and the Count of Jülich. Let's see if they actually matter. They do. So, we're going to release the Duke of Baden. And just straight up release him, and that should give him a positive opinion. Yep. So does that count? No, we still have somebody who doesn't like us. The Count of Jülich. Well, he's ambitious, so we do release him. Okay, these 2 people need to go on the crusade. So the Count of Jülich. And I don't think I saw the Duke of Baden there. What was the Duke's name? Oh, actually, he already has a positive opinion of me, doesn't he? Yeah, Otto Lutterfinger, the Duke of Baden. We're still going to get him in on it, because he has a fairly low opinion of me. Where are we? Opinion, Otto. Oh, and yeah, we got to keep them moving so that we can kind of check on how they're doing. Otherwise, we don't get to see the skills pop up in the siege mode. Oh, they can have a little fight while they're there as well. Good on them. Now the population converted to Catholicism. Otto just increased his trait, so let's get him the hell out of there. And give it to the Duke of Spoleto. And Nicholas, come on. Pop that opinion up. This guy is trying to fabricate a claim on the Kingdom of Italy. And your plot. There, we got it. Yep, wonderful. So now again we put a competent military leader in charge. And we're actually just going to swap those 2 around. And stop moving. Now, yep, everybody has a positive opinion of me. All we need to do is be at peace, and then we can have primogeniture in the only place that actually matters. But we're going to have to leave that for next episode. So, if you have any questions or comments, particularly about my wonderful plan, which, you know, we'll have to see how that goes. I have mighty hopes for it. At the very least, it gives us something to go for. But yes, if you've got questions or comments about anything, you know, the plan, how I'm playing, whatever, leave them below. And I'll get to them as soon as possible. If you liked the video, please go ahead and leave a like on it. And if you would enjoy seeing more of this sort of thing, well, that subscribe button is just down there as well. In the meantime, I have been Sub. You've been yourselves. Later.